Hey everybody, it's Charlie with 4BZ Truth, Contemplating the Cosmos channel, and wherever you are listening to me, whatever platform. Got Facebook and 2 YouTube channels plugged into my StreamYard, so looking to add some more to that. I just don't have them set up yet. I don't know if Library or BitChute can plug into this, but I'll just wait for a few here just to see who trickles in. I see 3 eyeballs coming on right now. 3 pair of eyeballs because I see 3 people in there. Anyways, I just it's Monday. Got 5 people coming on. More than a flame. What's up, man? So hey, where are you at? What city/state are you in? I'm assuming you're in the States. I think that you might have said at one point that you're, I forget. Anyways, yeah, let me know. I've been meaning to chat with you as well. You're in Michigan? Okay. Yeah, so Michigan. Are you on the coast of Lake Michigan? Can you see the Chicago skyline from there? Just something I've always wondered about. I know you can see it more often than not, and sometimes when you can't see it, it's because the lensing effect causes the image of the skyline to go downward based on refraction. Anyways, something I like to think about because I'm an investigator of the cosmology. Amy, UK here, huh? Oh my goodness, Ruth, Dr. Ruth. I got your text, by the way, and I was about to start reading it, and I noticed you had like a poem or something. I feel like you might have written that poem to me, but I'm not sure. Anyways, I'll read that here in just a few. But yeah, I wanted to check in with everybody. I like doing my little live streams while I'm driving to work now. It's actually makes it easy on me, and I have about a half-hour drive, and let's just say I have 45 minutes to chat with you guys. So if you want to hear my rant for a minute, you're more than welcome. But I just wanted to give everybody an update. Now, by the way, Amy from the UK, this is one of the reasons why I like to check in the daytime over here, because over in the UK or parts of Europe, I guess, it's starting to get later, and I wanted to give you guys opportunities to check in as well. But usually when I have shows at like 8 p.m. my time, you guys are dead asleep by that time, unless you're a night owl. I think it's like 2 or 3 in the morning or something by that time, I think. Yeah, so anyways, so welcome everybody. I didn't really know who was going to stop in, but just wanted to say hi and thank you for coming to visit. Dr. Ruth, I'm actually very honored and privileged that you're here. And we'll need to chat again here soon because I have things that I like to talk to you about. And so for anybody that wasn't aware, I've interviewed Dr. Ruth on my channel, and I have an interview with her. If you ever want to hear her story about the near-death experience that she had, very interesting and very abnormal as far as like experiences go. I feel like it's not the most common near-death experience that you would hear. So if you can go into, I have a list that actually has most of my interviews, and she'll be on that list. You can go to Contemplating the Cosmos channel as well. She will be in my list of people I've interviewed. So anyways, yeah, it's 2014. So that's what, 14. And then, yeah, it's really good to see you. So just give you a little plug there. She's currently working on a book, and I think that she's getting close, but I'm not sure. Anyways, so real quick, as far as the reason I checked in today, I said something big is going to happen on Saturday. Now, as far as that goes, it's kind of big for my channel. I'm kind of walking a razor's edge of controversy, because I have somebody that's coming on as a guest that is going to be very controversial. Their YouTube channel is actually deleted. And they had over 200,000 followers. I think maybe close to 300,000. I could be wrong. But anyways, I follow Max Egan on BitChute as we speak, and I follow him on Library as well. But basically, that's pretty much his audience is through BitChute and Library, and then obviously there's a lot of people that follow his website as well. But anyways, I know a lot of you guys know who Max Egan is, but it's kind of a big deal for my channel, because, or my podcast or whatever, it's Contemplating the Cosmos, because I feel like usually somebody with high profile like that coming onto my show is very I mean, I'm not saying that, you know, I recognize him as some sort of celebrity or something. It's more like he just had a large following, and he still has a large following. He's based out of the UK, or not, I'm sorry, Australia is what I meant. Brisbane, Australia. And basically, he's been touching on a lot of the topics that I feel is very important. And one thing that I like about him is that he's willing to admit that he doesn't know everything. He says, one thing I know is that I don't know. And I can appreciate that perspective. I mean, granted, I was just on an atheist forum earlier. Who's new here? How's it going, Voynich? Or is it now here? No, it says new here. So I was on an atheist and theist discussion forum on Facebook, and I actually got to talking with some lady. I gotta stop the show real quick. Hold on. Becky, you are an amazing blessing. I appreciate you. And you know exactly why. And for everybody else that doesn't know, Becky, she's the real deal. Just so everybody knows. Anyways, thank you, Becky. Becky hooked it up, and she cares about me and my family, apparently. And I'll just leave it at that. So anyways, I was on this atheist discussion group. Anytime I discuss things with atheists, they're really close-minded to the thought of there being a creator, right? In fact, they will argue that they don't believe anything. They actually just have absence of belief, and they choose to reject the concept of a creator. Now, the reason I feel like this is an important discussion to have is all the implications behind a lot of the wild claims that people have, you know, saying, oh, my truth is the truth. The truth that, say for instance, me, I grew up around the Christian faith, and I've come to realize that there are a lot of flaws in the traditions of church and in Christianity I also believe that paganism has infiltrated the Christian church. Now, granted, I feel like, you know, all the religions out there have probably been, evolved through several millennia or whatever, and they've probably been infiltrated by paganism. I don't really know that much about Eastern religions or philosophy, but I start, seeing little signs here and there and start realizing, man, there's a lot to unpack with all this stuff. And I don't want to just dismiss everything outside of my realm of belief or understanding. I feel it's very vital to be aware, like kind of the saying, know thine enemy, or I don't know if that's really a saying, but you got to know your enemy, so to speak. I don't feel like other religions are necessarily my enemy, but I feel like if you're going to make a judgment call against other religions, I feel like you kind of have to have the intel or the knowledge as to why you draw that conclusion. So anyways, so I'm alluding to the fact that this guy, Max Egan, if you don't know who it is, if you actually do a search online, like a Google search or whatever, or maybe even a DuckDuckGo search, the reason I say that is because he's highly censored because of the things that he speaks on. And, anybody that's highly censored, I scratch my head and say, oh, I wonder why they're highly censored. Because I already see the signs of like how government censorship, social media censorship. We all know that. Anybody that follows my channel knows I've been talking about it. And there's censorship. It's not just my channel. There's a lot of people out there that have had their accounts deleted because they're speaking truth. And obviously, the way I look at it is the enemy hates truth. And if truth is being spoken, they're going to be attempt to silence them. Now, with that said, Max kind of is approaching it from a different angle, so to speak. I think that a lot of what he says is interestingly consistent with a lot of the conclusions I have drawn. And now all you guys know that I am into near-death experiences and the discussion of near-death experiences. And, it's interesting, like with a lot of the near-death experiences, I've come to realize that there almost is a new age theme that stems from near-death experiences. And, the word near-death, or I'm sorry, the word new age almost comes as a derogatory thing. People would say, oh, well, what does that mean? That it's just, well, my view of new age is it's probably, the knowledges that have been suppressed. And, that could go as far back as like alchemy, or, there's different, the cabal, there's all kinds of different things that are secret society type things. And, the new age is basically the establishment of these secret religions, in a lot of ways coming out and saying this is the new religion. And that, in a lot of ways, to me, is what the Bible has predicted as the world religion. Now, oh, Meteor Man, what's up, man? For anybody who hasn't seen that live stream I did with Meteor Man, please give it a chance. I'm still thinking about that. live stream that we had, by the way. In fact, I have eggs that I pulled out of the fridge that I thought could be bad, and I'm like, meh, screw it. If it freaking has bacteria all over it, worst case scenario is I'll get salmonella poisoning. I'm willing to try it, anyways. But that's, just know that you've kind of influenced me there, Meteor Man. Sorry guys, I'm gonna just check in with the chat real quick. I'm working in the motorhome listening, but not responding well. It's all right, Becky. If you're willing to listen, I appreciate that. Ruth, and interesting thoughts, Charlie. My MD was nothing more than me dying and seeing heaven and family, and now I'm back. I agree that Christians often dismiss NDEs. You know, it's funny, like when I was telling earlier that I was in an atheist forum, they are much more quick to dismiss NDEs because of a lot of the science out there. They say, oh, well, NDEs are obviously in the brain, and so it's like a neural synapses of your brain shutting down, and that's the last thing that you start perceiving your brain activity. I mean, I don't really know what they would call it as far as like your brain shutting down or whatever, but I actually I know that near-death experiences are much more than that, and obviously you know that too, Dr. Ruth. But the thing that I actually have come to realize in near-death experiences, and I've tried to think outside the box the best way I know how, without insulting anybody that has had a near-death experience. But I'm still very persuaded by the few NDEs that I heard where they have basically said that they identified to there being deception on the other side. Now, but then there's people out there that say they saw Jesus, but other people that say they just saw family. And, sometimes I think, well, when Jesus said narrow is the road that leads to righteousness, I honestly, I think that transcends this earth that we're in. Ultimately, I feel like the direction that everybody needs to go is transformation. I see people popping in on the chat. Hold on a second. I'm trying to just brain dump as I'm driving here, but easy bake oven recipes for a new generation. Lady Weaver, how's it going? Not when there are no brainwaves. Exactly my point. Exactly my point. Yeah, don't worry about hijacking the conversation. The direction that I'm going with this conversation is I'm going to contrast this understanding. See, Max Egan talks about some stuff that I feel is very interesting. He talks about kind of the electric realm, or the physical is non-existent. It's actually all frequency and electricity. And I really think our very perception is based on frequency and electricity. Brain synapses is electricity, and if your mind actually has no more electricity in it, then you're not having brain synapses. Now, anyways, so this guy Max Egan, and I'm kind of giving you a prequel to what I'm talking about for this coming Saturday, because I'm going to interview this guy. He's pretty. He blows me out of the water as far as popularity. I'm just a little guy, but he actually has given me a chance to pick his brain. There's a few things I wanted to pick his brain on, and I hope that you guys are there to support that chat that I have with him on Saturday. And I don't really know how long it's going to go. I haven't talked to him about it yet. But again, this is one of those things where, you know, a lot of people will dismiss everybody's ideology outside of their belief system. So, like, say, for instance, I think Christians are the worst about that sometimes, which I understand why you're that way, to dismiss anything outside of Christianity. And the reason I think people do that is not only because, you know, Jesus said to be mindful of deception. I mean, that was like his main warning to people: be mindful of deception. But the problem is, I start realizing that even Christianity, traditionally speaking, has been infiltrated. I don't think that Jesus. So people will take it as far as saying that Christianity is an infiltration of this reality. Like, they've basically built this this pseudo religion to help control, you know, help the powers control us. I don't believe that that's the case, because there's a lot more to Christianity. Well, I don't even want to call it Christianity, because sometimes almost that comes across derogatory, because I don't think Christians ever called themselves Christians when you were in terms of, like, you know, the early church. I think that Christians were basically the derogatory name that the Romans gave them. You know, oh, these Christians, these Christ followers. You know, it's true, you know, we are Christ followers, but that name was kind of a derogatory name. So I want to really just, I want to get you guys on the same page as me before we have this discussion with Max, because again, I don't think that he accepts Christianity. I think he looks at it like it's probably a religion that was established by the powers that be as a form of control, which I don't know if he completely dismisses it, but he might. Um, I think he might actually be more influenced by, like, the shaman in the areas that he's in, like in Brisbane, or the native shaman in his culture or whatever over there. And you know, the nature of contemplating the cosmos is that I compare and contrast with other belief systems. And I want people to realize that, you know, it's okay to compare and contrast. You know, if you know your position is true, you know, it's okay to put it to the fire every once in a while, because, you know, your foundation should be established on a rock. And if it gets moved, then obviously you weren't on the real rock. I'm just saying right now that it's okay, you know, because I think Paul actually talked about this. You know, he said when he went to Antioch, that he talked to the people in Greece, that, you know, that you sometimes need to appeal to their belief system so that they can understand things a little better from the perspective that you're presenting. I think that, you know, so like when I'm on that atheist forum, I think everybody should compare and contrast why. See, I've come to realize that with atheists, they are freaking so militant in dismissing the concept of God, because they were burned by the church in some way or another, or Christianity, or religion in general. Because I think that oh yeah, oh my gosh, my brother. Hey, David James Forbes. Yeah, Second Corinthians. I don't have it memorized on the top of my head, but anyways, it's nice to see you, brother. Now I feel under pressure because you're listening to me and you're going to scrutinize me, but that's okay. Everybody should be scrutinized every once in a while, because if your belief system doesn't hold up to the fire, then it's not a worthy belief system, in my opinion. So I'm just pulling into work, so bear with me, guys, when I'm trying to park here. And then I'll start dumping on you guys a little bit. But yeah, so I think everybody should challenge their belief enough to hear perspective. Now, like when I was saying before, is that these atheists are kind of militant. I think there's a lot of Christians out there that are militant. And it's kind of sad because, I think that Christians should be open-minded enough to, I guess, help draw people in from their perspective. And that's another thing that this lady said on this atheist forum is she said that she hates that Christians are only trying to evangelize people their perspective and they don't ever listen. So I'm hearing their heart. I'm trying to understand their heart. Okay, so with that said, my guest this coming Saturday is going to present some things that are probably outside of my realm of belief system. I think that people need to consider the angles here. So let me go back a little bit and kind of read the chat. So let's see. There's military helicopters here all weekend. Ooh, are they doing some practicing for military stuff that's coming up? World War III coming. Hey, by the way, I kind of tell you guys here and there that my company does a lot of military contracts, and we a couple years ago had this huge influx of military stuff that we were doing, and it was like I started wondering, like, what the heck are they doing that would need so much military? And I got to thinking, like, gosh, maybe they're freaking ramping up for World War III. And anyways, I don't know if that's true, but anyways, let's see. So Ruth was saying, I saw Jesus. Sorry, I won't hijack your conversation. Yes, I already read that one, but I think it was in reference to the brain waves. There was no brain waves. Bigfoot lives. Maybe Bigfoot is like one of those spiritual apparitions that somehow intermingles between dimensions. I don't know if that's true, but anyways. Friend me on... Oh, yeah. Did you send me a friend request? Just look up Charlie Forbes. Anybody want to friend me on Facebook? You can. Just look up Charlie Forbes in Boise, Idaho. Might say Garden City. I don't know. If you, I think that, well, that account is attached to my my what do you call it? My Forbes Truth Facebook. So we have been, but God is waking us up to deception. Sour soul with, what does that mean? We have been deceived on so many levels. It was warped by the powers. Agreed. Tilting the machine. Hold on. Tilting the machine will end the game unless we match. Sorry. I'm just trying to... Let's see. The machine's already tilted. Yep. Socks don't match on the soles worn thin. What do you mean? If the eggs float to the top of the water, they are too old. Simple test. Wait, are you talking about those eggs that I was going to eat? I don't know. Oh, okay. Well, go back to work then, brother. If you're still listening, I love you, man. Don't let your dogs see you throw the floating eggs into the river. Oh, they'll probably chase them into the river. Yeah, so this is kind of the key, Becky, is open-minded enough to hear the truth. See, that's where people need to have discernment, right? We need to have the ability to see, have the eyes to see and ears to hear. If we are quick to dismiss things that are outside of our paradigm, we might actually miss something in the process. Or, I realize that there's a lot of people, it's almost like we're trained up to be this way in some ways, to only want to be in an echo chamber, which I do believe that a lot of people that subscribe to my channel want to hear their belief system be validated. I'm not necessarily here to validate people's perspective, but I do want to have people. Uh, I want to grow my channel, and I want people to see what I have to say because I feel like it's important. A lot of what I'm saying. I kind of approach all this from a philosophical approach. People will say, you shouldn't worry about the vain philosophies, spoken from somebody who's like, assuming that all philosophy is out the window. No, everybody is freaking approaching everything from a philosophy, and you have to interpret reality through that filter of belief. And if you are not willing to consider things outside of your paradigm, then you may be operating from the wrong paradigm. Jesus called out the freaking Pharisees. They thought that they were right. So, and most of the people of that day probably believed it too. Oh, they're the holy people. They're the ones that know. Whatever. So, I just wanted you guys to come in and say hi. I appreciate seeing everybody here. I guess more than a flame. I appreciate you checking in here. Florist Gump. Oh, Florist Grump. Okay. And then Amy from the UK, is that right? Stephanie, how's it going? Hey, Charlie, heard about the 1917 Spanish flu was probably more about frequency illness than radio frequencies opened up big. The funny thing is they probably were kind of test driving the whole radio waves thing. And they probably didn't really know what they're doing. So, it's possible that's kind of reminds me of that 5G thing. What if, oh, shoot, I just freaking triggered the bots. No, but the Cinco de Gallo, I'm just joking. No, the, the whole COVID thing being onset by the frequencies that are in the, going on around us. And, which that is a really good point because I feel like a lot of people aren't affected and some people are affected. And I honestly feel like a lot of it could be toxins in the body. I think that there's toxins in the body. And the older folks are the ones that have more toxins, toxic waste, and somehow something's being triggered and it's making them more sick. Let's see. Oh yeah, you said 5G at the end of this here, or how a big global, yeah, opening may negatively affect people. I don't know. The whole nanotechnology thing. I've been hearing that there's like nanobots inside the vax, and it very well could be, but maybe there's something in that helps neutralize the whatever frequencies are passing through the body. Maybe it does help, but I think that gives people more control. The powers that be gives more control over people like us, because, and again, I'm just hypothetically putting that out there. I have no idea what that actually would look like, but Becky, yes, I am. Or in 61 years, I've tossed out lots of babies out with the bathwater. Oh man, I love that analogy, because people, if you don't know what that means, anybody out there, if you're trying to hold on to one thought, if you find that you throw out information, you might be throwing out truth with the lies and with the doubt and with the unsurety. I think that a lot of it is that you don't know how it works, so you're very cautious, and that cautious behavior might cost you truth sometimes. So yeah, most definitely, Becky, you were brainwashed, and I'm brainwashing you too. Just joking. So I appreciate you. Thanks again, Becky. So yeah, I probably gotta wrap up for the moment, and kind of just wanted to check in with you guys and have a chat with you while I'm driving to work. So it's always nice to be able to say hi to everybody. So yeah, I guess for the time being, I'll check in here later in the week, and if maybe I have more stuff on my mind. I have stuff that I want to talk to you guys about. One of the topics that I want to address, that I wanted to do over the weekend, it just didn't work out because I have a couple sick babies, and my wife has a lot of anxiety, and sick babies and anxiety don't go well together. So, and plus it was my wife's birthday on Friday, and I just wanted to kind of be there for hey, Bally, I'm just going to finish a couple thoughts here, and then I'll peace out. But yeah, so I wanted to talk a little bit about, the thinking outside of the box thing, and tie that with, so when I talk to Max Egan, I'm going to try to contrast a little bit about what's happening in the world to what the Bible's speaking about, the NWO, and the what else? Uh, Basically, there's like, I was gonna say there's like 5 points that prove that we're in the last days, or in some form of end times. And I've been hearing this ever since I was a freaking little kid. You know, um, I don't I don't know if we're in the last times, but I definitely look at the signs, and I'm starting to see that there's things that are shifting so quickly. And I almost feel like we have a date that we could set on the calendar, and that is 2030. 2030 is the agenda deadline, it seems like. And all the ramping up that you're seeing, we're 9 years away from that. So yeah. Anyways, Bally Music Journey is one of my favorite channels, by the way. Uh, they put some awesome cutting edge information out. I'm glad to know that your channel still exists, or maybe you had it deleted and you just came back. I don't know. Uh, but very controversial stuff and very informative. So go to Bally Music Journey if you want to learn more about that. And yeah, have a great week, Stephanie. If I don't see you later this week, I'll try to stop in and do a live stream again while I'm driving to work. It works out very nicely for me to do that here and there. So yeah, other than that, this might be the week of layoffs at my job. Fingers crossed. Hopefully I get laid off. I'm just kidding. I don't know if I really want to get laid off, but you know, worst case scenario, I fall back on my side business. I got some plans already in place. Hopefully, oh, spooky. You're always getting strikes. See, I kind of toned it down a little bit, but I started feeling guilty that I started. Oh, sweet. Yeah, real quick, I'm just going to address this. I am going to talk to Max Egan, and he is not liked by YouTube. So if I get deleted or a huge strike because of him, don't be surprised. But I don't care. We're going to have some really good conversation. Let's see. I struck out by publishing doctors who disagree with lockdowns. See? Now they're saying lockdowns are it seems like the Dems are starting to say, "Oh, well, let's open up now. Now that all the freaking Republicans are out of the way." It was all political. It was a political move. Had nothing to do with any of that. A lot of people getting their channels deleted based on things that were completely science-based and crazy stuff, man. Yeah, this is Bally's channel. If you guys haven't been able to go check it out. Yeah, you have no idea. I'm freaking really excited. Again, I kind of feel like I'm a little guy, and bringing on kind of someone with such a high profile, as far as I can tell. You know, he had like almost 300,000 followers on YouTube before his channel was deleted, but he's more than just a YouTuber. He changes the world with everybody that's around him. So, um, uh, yeah, you're praying for a layoff. Yeah, if I get laid off, then I can focus on my business and my YouTube. If you know, worst case scenario, I get deleted from YouTube, but yeah, go. I don't know. I like Voynich and Bally. It's like all you guys are kind of in the same mindset. I appreciate all you guys. But yeah, Spooky Mink got a strike, and I'm on Switch 2 on channel, and I just uploaded. Oh, okay. Wait, you have another channel? Oh, I just realized it says Spooky Mink Overground. So you do have a backup channel. Okay. By the way, did you see the article I sent about Microsoft spooky new venture? Does it have anything to do with buying up land? Oh, I got to say this real quick before I go. I have a few minutes left, and I got to tell you. If you send it to my email, Lady Weaver, I don't know for sure. I'll go check my email. Yeah, I'll check it out. But I was gonna say that I saw this. You know the channel Call for an Uprising? He has a backup channel where he was talking about some weird thing about Soylent Green. Now, I actually made a video about Soylent Green being people, and that's what kind of the hamburger meat that Bill Gates is invested in now, where he basically is. I think it's soy-based meat. So they're like, oh my gosh, this tastes like just like real meat. So they're gonna try to convert all the beef to soy, and they're gonna basically call it like, you know, saving animals and being, you know, we got to protect the animals. So they're gonna switch over to the soy-based meat. Um, but the weird thing about that channel, Call for an Uprising, he was talking about this company out of Seattle or near that area that was saying how they're trying to well, they're starting to compost dead bodies, and which basically means they're the soil is basically filled with human bodies, and then you can use it as fertilizer, basically. And it kind of makes me wonder, like, with what they're planning, Bill Gates buying up all this land or whatever. Listen here. If Bill Gates is buying up all this land, and then he's planning probably something about like how to develop, what if all the soy-based hamburgers are made with human composted soil? I mean, think about that. You have like people that are probably going to be dropping dead like left and right, and they're going to have to do something with the bodies, and then they're probably going to throw them into the soil and start composting them. Oh my gosh, that's freaking, it flips me out a little bit. I smile and I joke almost like that, but the reality is I'm starting to wonder about some of that stuff. Like they're really planning this, you know. Anyways, hold on. So, oh yeah, I didn't. Yes, if I didn't see that Lady Weaver, I'll check out. Well, I'll see if there's an email that talks about it. If not, I'll email and let you know. Yeah, Bally, I will find you on BitChute because I'm on BitChute too. If you don't find me first, I'll try to find you. Just look up 4BZ Truth. By the way, everybody, if you haven't followed me on BitChute, head over there. I only have 25 subscribers. There's no way that I shouldn't have more than that. I have like almost 4,000 subscribers on YouTube. You guys need to head over there. Thanks, Spooky. What's up, Sean? Motel Hell. Run the universe. I'm sorry. My eyes are failing me in my old age. Run the reverse engineered television set. All the stars like pixels, creating frequencies and onto and of focusing on the four way plane screen contained with the astrodome. Interesting. Yeah, after hearing the thing about what Jaron went through on D Live, I don't want to freaking go with D Live anymore. I know that they're probably more open to accepting certain things, but honestly, I don't really know that much about D Live, but I think that they're potentially censoring too. I'm going to start walking to work because I'm already going to be late if I don't hurry up. But anyways, I got to cut you guys off because I don't want to be walking in right when I'm cutting it off. So I better do it right now. It's freaking cold wind. All right, guys. I love you, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, bye.